Today's topic is you won't rob the people. Can your business really wait till next year for you to raise the prices? And the reason I titled it, You Won't Rob the People, is because a lot of the people that I work with are believers. And so believers struggle with setting prices. A lot of times we just want to serve and give everything away for free. But as my coach says, I'm going to say to you, if you are confident, 100% sure that the Lord told you to start this business, then I can confidently tell you that you have to charge. Because otherwise, he would not have told you to start a business, because there are expenses that are associated with running a business. Otherwise, you could have just gone and did it for free and volunteered with another organization, right? So if you are going to run a business, you have to charge properly, because otherwise it can devalue the services and the products that you provide. Let's get started. I love to share some examples with you to make this thing real practical. Number one, believe in yourself and in your business enough that it functions in excellence. Number one, believe in yourself and in your business enough that it functions in excellence. What I'm saying by that is, there was a person that I reached out to. And I reached out to this person because they are clearly an expert in their area. Their background warrants it. Their experience warrants it. They've invested in themselves, and they are releasing classes for $9, $15, and things like that, courses. And this could be somebody that I would hire to work with me. But if their classes are only $5 and $10, what value could I get from that, right? And so, or let's say like this. Maybe somebody that's already at six figures has been watching this person and waiting on this person to release a course, but then you release the course for $9.99 for 4 weeks worth of content. So for $10 and 4 weeks of my time, that's not even worth my time. Or the course is so inexpensive that people will pay for it and still not show up. That happens. And so I encourage you, when you get to a place and you're struggling with your pricing, that you write out your education, that you write out your expenses, that you write out what you've invested in yourself, every training you've been to, every certification you have. Write all those things out so that in your mind you can see the value that you bring to the table, because you can devalue the product or the service that you are offering if you don't attach some type of pricing structure to it. Let's keep going, and I'm going to refer back to this. And then, so number two is, people don't value what they don't pay for. People don't value. Hey, Cindy, thank you. Number two, people don't value what they don't pay for. Now, this was a lesson I learned the hard way. We were having an event, and people were paying for tickets. And we thought it would be creative to give away tickets to build the momentum. And so we gave away like $200, $250 in tickets to people that was calling in and doing different things. And they were vying for the free tickets, and it built up some momentum. But guess what? None of the people that got the free tickets showed up, but I still had to pay the caterer. I still had to pay for their commitment to be there. And so I learned that people don't value what they don't pay for. And sometimes instead of giving them a free ticket, I should have given them a bonus for coming. Because what happens is, when it's free, or if it's too cheap, the least little thing, it can rain outside and they won't show up. See, if I pay $19.99 for something, and I got to come to your event, if it starts raining, I don't have to show up for that, because I'll spend $20 at McDonald's. You see the difference? And so you have to help people see the value in what it is that you are providing for them. And so it's the same thing with the first example that I gave you. If I'm looking at somebody with a doctorate level degree, and then you're releasing courses for $19.99, something don't fit there. Either you're not that good, or you just don't understand pricing. And so you want to take those questions out of the mind of your potential customers. Take those questions out of their minds. A friend of mine said that they had a course that they were trying to sell for $497, and they struggled getting people into that course. And they were inboxing people and telling them about the course, people they knew would be a good fit in that course. And those people said no, they were not interested. Once that person grew their business a little bit, they relaunched the same course because they knew the value. They relaunched that same course for $5,000. Do you know the people that said no when the course was $500 said yes when the course was $5,000? And so they asked, why did you sign up when the course was $5,000 instead of when it was $497? They said because it looks more valuable. You got to help people see the value in what it is that you bring to the table. See, when I'm working with people, I'm helping you reduce stress. I'm helping you, let's cut out some of the blueprint. Let me say it like this. I was talking with a person on yesterday, and they were all over the place. They got this business they're doing and that business they're doing, and I need to get an LLC and I need to do this. And they got all these education, and they were literally all over the place. And I said, why do you need to do all that? Why can't you just do this? And then if you like it, then you can expand and go to phase 2. And they was like, oh, well, why nobody else told me that? I don't know why nobody else told you that, but that's just how my mind works, right? And so sometimes you just need to work with a coach to help you streamline some things, to help you see that what it is that you provide is valuable. And so when you offer it for pennies on the dollar, you devalue it. You devalue it. I know this may be hard, especially because when I work with believers, we struggle with charging. But then what happens is your business can never get off the ground because we're always broke. You can never hire an assistant because you're always giving things away. Let me keep going. All right. So number 1 was believe in yourself enough, believe in yourself and your business enough that you can function in excellence as a business. Number 2, people don't value what they pay for. Number 3, know your numbers. Know your numbers. I don't care what your product or service is. Know your numbers at all times. We're going to look deep in some numbers. I hope I don't lose you. I hope you brought your notebook and your paper. Know your numbers. People in debt don't open their bills because they just pile them up, because it can be overwhelming to open up those bills and see that I owe more than what I have coming in. And so a lot of times what'll happen is they'll just let the bills pile up. And so if they let the bills pile up, it's like out of sight, out of mind. But CEOs can't think like that. And you have to be very careful if you are a new business owner and then you're in debt in your personal life, because you'll begin to treat your business and you will price your business just like you do that stack of bills that's sitting on your desk. Because remember this, how you do anything is how you do everything. Hey, everybody. How you do anything is how you do everything. Let me tell you what I'm talking about. If you are struggling with staying focused on your job, you're probably struggling with staying focused in some other areas. If you're struggling with paying your bills, you're probably struggling at home. You're probably going to be struggling with paying your bills in your business, because how you do anything is how you do everything. And so for your business to be successful, sometimes you got to dig deeper. Another purpose of a business coach, you got to dig deeper so that we can get to the root of some things and snatch that stuff up so that you can not only be successful in your business, but you can also be successful at home. Successful CEOs know their numbers at all times. At the very least, you should know your operating costs and your expenses, and your prices are based upon your operating costs. Listen at this. At the very least, your operating costs are your internet, your subscriptions. I use a software that sends out contracts, quotes, invoices, reminders. I don't send a reminder. I programmed it in there, so there's a monthly fee to that, right? So I have internet, I have subscriptions, I have software, I have a laptop, I have to have lighting, I got to have toner, I got to have paper, I have to have office supplies, I have to have my stuff together. right? And so when I'm doing pricing, part of my operating expense, a percentage of my pricing has to be figured in for operating expenses. And so when you're at a doctorate level, or you got 20 years, you telling me you got 20 years experience, and you releasing a course out there for $19.99, the first thing I see as a business coach is there's no way your operating costs are in that. Unless you're getting ready to do this. Say you need $2,500 a month. Let's do the numbers. Numbers don't lie, right? Say you need $2,500 every month, and that's the minimum, that's your operating expenses, and all that stuff is included in that. Well, if you're releasing a course for $19.99, that means you got to get 125 people every single month to get into your course. Every month, 125 people. If that same course, because of your experience, because of your expertise, was $99 a month, now you only need to reach 25 people a month. Do you see the difference? Do you see the difference? See, because a lot of times what happens is we release stuff cheap because we want to work with everybody. You ain't called to work with everybody. I know that hurt. Just say, ouch. Just drop in the comments. I specialize. Yeah, drop that. I specialize. Because see, you're an expert and you're called to a specific group of people. You are. I'm called to help entrepreneurs. I'm called to help small business owners. And I know that. I'm called to help small business owners. You got to be able to say, I specialize. Okay, in the beginning, let me be transparent. In the very beginning, I worked with everybody. Right? Anybody that was paying, I was taking them, and I worked with them. And let me tell you what I found out really quickly. Some people frustrated me because it didn't stretch me, and I was frustrated because they didn't know what they wanted, and they were all over the place. I can't work with people like that. So I quickly found out there were some people, when I showed up for our coaching session, I was so excited to talk to them. And then there were some people that I dreaded our conversation because you know why? I knew that we were just going to set another goal. We were going to set another deadline, but they were not going to implement. So I realized that I work best with people that's ready to get to the next level. I work best with people that's okay with being pushed a little bit. I work best with people that's ready to be stretched. When you're in my Elite Women's Academy, that's what happens. You're going to produce more. You're going to increase your revenue. You're going to be stretched. You have to set those sales goals. You have to be willing to check in every week. You got to show up. That's why the course can't be $500, because I paid $500 for a course and didn't finish it. It needs to be an investment, because the investment shows you that you are ready to go to the next level. You don't walk away from $2,000. You might walk away from $49.99, and some of you may even walk away from $500, but you don't walk away from a $2,000 investment. You see it through until the end because you sacrifice for it. See, the certification that I got started at $5,000. The program that I'm in now is $6,000. I sacrifice for my business because I connect with people that's going to pull me and push me and require me to do business in excellence. And those are the type of entrepreneurs that I want to work with, that's ready to level up, that's ready to take their business to the next level. Let's look at some more numbers. Let me show you these numbers. If you decide you want to make 6 figures this year, let me tell you how easy it is. If you release your course for $19.99, you got to sign up 5,002 people. That's a lot of people. If it's $99, you got to sign up 1,010 people. If your course is $2,500, you only have to sign up 40 people. And if you got the training, the expertise, the education, the experience, and all those things, and you can release your course for $5,000, you don't need but 20 people to make 6 figures. So you may start out at one level, but you should constantly be growing. And if you don't know how to make that shift, then we need to work together. You need to know the percentage of your income that's going into your salary. You need to know the percentage of your income that's going into operations. And you need to know the percentage of your income that's going into taxes. Just because you charge $5,000 don't mean it all comes to you. You got a business to run. So if you need $250, you can't keep the whole $250. Otherwise, your business is broke every time. You want to grow the revenue inside of your business. Let me tell you a secret. If you want to have a successful week, it's just a series of successful days. A successful month is only a series of successful weeks. And a successful year is just a series of successful months. You can do that with a plan in place. All right, number 1 was believe in yourself and your business enough that it functions as a business. Number 2 is people don't value what they pay for. Number 3 is know your numbers. And number 4, get creative. Get creative. So instead of us getting creative, what we do is we enable people. As an entrepreneur, you cannot enable people to think that in the real world they can get what they want for free. An investment is required because they need to see the value in what it is that they are investing in. You got to be creative and not enable people, right? You have to be able, let me give you this example. Let me just give you this example because it's easier for me to talk about me. I remember when I first started, and I had my first coaching program that I paid for was $500. And it was a really good program too. We just used free conference call. There was no videos or anything like that. And so I remember being on the call and I had finally got up enough nerve to ask a question because there was a lot of people on the call and I was so nervous I didn't want to ask a question and sound crazy. And so I told her, I said, I got my first coaching client. And I was so excited I had my first coaching client. And I said, we're supposed to meet once a week, and then she's supposed to just reach out to me when she needs something, but those things are only handled once a week. I said, but she's calling me all the time. She's emailing me all the time. She's inboxing me all the time, and, I was expecting her to say, well, that lady wrong. That is not what she said. She said, well, that's your fault. You don't follow your own rules, so why should she? I ain't gonna lie, I was hot with her. I was very mad. I was like, how she gonna rebuke me live? It's gonna be on the replay and everything. But guess what? She was right. See, I had not set a real standard in my business. And when you set a standard of excellence in your business, you will operate that way. Right. Let me tell you what I mean. If your standard is, we will respond to all inquiries within 4 hours, or we will respond to all inquiries within 24 hours, then it becomes a standard. And so I know I got to get back to you with an answer within 24 hours. And the customer will know that you're going to get back to them within 24 hours. And so your customers or your clients will know that's the standard, and you will know that's the standard. And when you get to the place where you have to build a team, then your team will function under the same standard of excellence. Well, see, I had some stuff written on a piece of paper, but it wasn't real to me. And it had not become a standard yet. It hadn't become a standard. But when that lady said that to me, that thing did something in my spirit. I don't mean to make it spiritual, but I felt like it was a rebuke to my core because I was trying to run business like I run ministry. I wasn't pastoring this lady. This lady was paying me for results. And so when somebody pay you and invest for results, they don't want you just to be a yes man and hemming and hawing with them. They need for you to show up. And so I show up for my clients, right? And I make sure that the things that they said that they were going to get done, that we're going to get those things done. And I'm going to hold your feet to the fire. And if you're all over the place, then we need to go back and revisit the original things that you told me that we needed to be working on. Because if you're my client, I need for you to get results. Otherwise, it makes me as a coach look bad because I got clients that's not getting results. And so I pulled that particular client back in and we worked through some things and we got things on track. But I couldn't help her get on track until I got on track. You see what I'm saying? And so as a business owner, you can't enable people. You have to have a standard of excellence in your business that you adhere to at all times, So follow your own rules. And when I say be creative, if they're struggling with paying you, if they're struggling with finances, see, if this is of somebody that you know that you can help and they can't afford your pricing, well, you got all kind of things that you could do. You got, is it Zazzle? You got Afterpay. You got these programs where you don't have to be a bill collector, because I'm not doing that. You don't have to be a bill collector. I'm a coach. I'm not a bill collector. But there are programs out there that will pay me in full, but allow the client to make payments to that particular program. And so you, as the CEO, have to figure out ways that you can be creative so that your customers can get the product and the service that they need and you still get paid. The one thing we will not do is go back and forth about money. Because if money is the only reason why the person doesn't buy your service, then they're probably not your customer. Because my clients can afford my prices. My clients are ready for a next level. And let me just speak to the ministers real quick, and then I'm wrapping this up for today. We're making really good time. Sometimes I know you struggle because you want to help people, but let me challenge you this. Remember, I'm talking about being creative. Being creative. Use your business to give back, right? So maybe you say, I'm gonna sow into 3 entrepreneurs this year, and then you set an annual giving campaign amount. This is not a public number. This is the number you have. So maybe you're going to give $5,000 a year in services to the type of client that you serve. So for me, I could say, okay, I'm going to give $5,000 of free services to small business owners. So that means that there may be some people that I'm called to serve that can't afford to pay me. But the reason that I can provide that $5,000 worth of service is because of my paying clients. Let me give you another example. Maybe you're going to, a friend of mine shared with me that the organization they work with dig wells in third world countries on behalf of their clients. And so once a new contract is signed and paid, they will dig a well. They will have a well dug in a third world country and is named after that particular organization. So they're still charging their clients their full price, but then they give back and help somebody less fortunate in that client's name. Let me give you another example. Maybe you are known to partner with the homeless organization in your community. And so now every month you can make a monthly contribution in your business name to that homeless organization because you have paying clients. So you have to, just like she said, determine up front what your financial giving campaign goal is for the year. And then you be creative with that. And then remember, follow your own rules. I tell my clients, don't do discounts. Do bonuses. The bonus can be, don't say if you pay in full, I'll take $500 off. No. If you pay in full, I'll do a one-on-one mentoring call with you. And that's $150 value. Figure out ways that you can offer bonuses and incentives that does not take away from your prices. Do not reduce your prices. And make sure that in your prices that you have some type of spreadsheet that you can look at and you can plug in the numbers. I plug in my numbers. And when I plug in my numbers, I know exactly what's my salary. I know exactly what's taxes. I know exactly what's for mileage. I know exactly what's for supplies. If I had to make notebooks or books, I know exactly what stays in my business to reimburse for those books and for those supplies. All I do now is just plug in one number. And those in my Elite Women's Academy will have access to that spreadsheet. And all they have to do is plug in the numbers. And so that you will know after that check comes in or after that invoice is paid, exactly where that money is allocated to. You cannot price the business just on what you need in your house. You have to be an employee of your business. You must be an employee of your business, and then the business must be sustainable. I work with my small business owners to help them have a business that is sustainable. So in our Elite Women's Academy, there will be 4 one-on-one mentoring calls. Those calls will be for 1 hour. The Elite Women's Academy kicks off on October 11th. And so those 10 women will be already in the academy before then. We'll do call number 1 before the academy even launches so that we can dig deep into your business. Call number 2 will happen in October. Call number 3 in November, and call number 4 in December. And we'll mutually agree upon that time. In the Elite Women's Academy, there'll also be 8 group coaching sessions via Zoom. Remember this academy, these are 10 women with non-competing services. And so you're able to come on, and those videos are twice a month. You're able to come on those videos and be open, because there's only one photographer in that program. It's only one event planner in that program. It's only one author in that program. It's only one coach in that program. And so there's only one, I think one young lady makes jewelry. There's only one person in the program that's doing what it is that you do. There's only one nail salon in the program, so that you can freely learn, grow, open up, and ask questions in this program. This program is a business transformation program. So when you come out of my 90-day program, you're going to have your pricing structure in place. You're going to have your product and pricing guide in place. You're going to have your daily operations in place. You're going to have made new friends. We're going to do referrals to each other during these 90 days. We're going to take our businesses to another level this year. So I'm looking for women that's ready this year to take their business to the next level. I hope I've helped you with some of the pricing information. But let me leave you with this last thing. Don't be the cheapest, be the best. Drop that in the comments. Don't be the cheapest, be the best. If you are the best, people will pay you for your services. I'll give you a very basic example. There's a cosmetologist who is skilled at cutting short hair in our community. And sometimes I've watched people take screenshots of her work to somebody else for them to do the work, because the other person may be cheaper. But they still end up going to the original girl, because although she's not the cheapest, she is the best. And so why try to get somebody else to recreate it? You don't have to be the cheapest. You just need to be the best. And if they don't realize you're the best right now, when your clients begin to get results, they will realize that you are the best, and they will pay you what you're asking for, because your clients can't afford your prices. It's 12:45 and it's 12:47, and I can talk about pricing on and on and on. But let me tell you, once you get this piece right, your business can go to the next level, because you can't run the business broke. You can't run the business out of your housing expenses. You can't run the business and live out the business. There has to be structures, systems in place so that you can be successful and you can live, and your business can continue to carry on. So at the appointed time, you can hire the help that you need to take your business to the next level. Listen, I'll be back on tomorrow with day 3. And day 3's topic is, are you losing money because we can't find you? Are you the best kept secret? Join me here tomorrow at 12:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're going to dig into that topic. Are you losing money because we can't find you? I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all share this video. If it blessed you, if it helped you, it could help somebody else. But remember, we're not called to be the cheapest. We're called to be the best. Y'all have